Hey everybody. Guess what? Of all the trending topics on Google News right now, you want to see what number one is? Take a look. It's this. Bitcoin. 500,000 searches at this time. 500,000. So let's click on it, find out what's going on. Look at that zoom. See that? December 16th at 9 p.m. Then 11 p.m. here. And then right now it's 12 midnight. And look at that Bitcoin. The highest search it has been for some time. Now, what's the reason for this? And where are these interests? Well, the United States. Basically, Hawaii, Washington number one, Colorado, California, Nevada. And you would say, yeah, Zinni, but what's the news? There's MatchMutual. There's all these different Bitcoin availability. And so if we click on this, we will find out. Just type Bitcoin. It doesn't have a way to just sort of click over and find out what's happening. So you have to do it this way. This is horrible. It's not taking me right to the topics. So I'm just going to do it like this. And voila, look at that. Bitcoin. One Bitcoin now equals 22,100 highs. But I recommend you have a mix of currencies.
It sounds like you're not betting against Bitcoin as well. It crashed through 20,000 today. How sustainable is that?
Well, this thing has a tendency to crash up if you really study Bitcoin. After I got fired from the White House and returned to my job, that's one of the great things when you own your own company. When you're fired, you can go back to work. I spent 2.5 years, 3 years studying Bitcoin, analyzing other digital currencies. Right now, this thing is crashing upwards, so it is due for a correction. And these corrections can be violent. They can be 20 to 50%. So you have to be very cautious. Mm-hmm. But I will say this, if you took $1 and you put 99 cents of it in cash and 1 penny in Bitcoin over the last 10 years, that asset allocation strategy outperformed the S&P 500. And so Bitcoin's best days are ahead of it, but it's going to be volatile, and I think people have to be prepared for that.
Good advice. And then the MoneyGram CEO saying that
I made a business out of my passion. I mean, who doesn't love obsessing over network security?
Come back here.
All our pros. They know exactly which parking lots have the strongest signal.
If you're not careful,
I just don't have the bandwidth for more business. Glitchy video calls with regional offices.
Excuse me. And then go from there, because my greatest fears were almost played out when Bitcoin had its problems. Let's give a listen here and I'll come back for a second, all right? This is right here.
As you said, the performance of our digital business has been just absolutely amazing. And, even prior to the onset of the pandemic, we were seeing phenomenal returns on that business, with increasing customers utilizing our app, increasing downloads, increasing throughput, and expansion, of course, into a number of markets with our online services. But ever since the pandemic has kicked in, we've really seen just complete resilience in that business and a continued acceleration. Quarter growth, 136% in the month of November. And it's really been driven by that utilization and convenience of mobile technology, the simplicity of the throughput, and the ease of which consumers are finding digital applications, particularly during the pandemic when, stay-at-home orders or shelter-in-place orders have really restricted their movement. Consecutive months of triple-digit cross-border growth, 136% in the month of November.
And I'll stop that one mainly because he's talking more about digital platforms and not so much Bitcoin. But the news basically here is that, as you know, Bitcoin went past the 20,000 mark. what I was trying to explain is that you could turn around and find that your currency's dropped to almost nothing, or there may be a split or a fork, and that also will impact your value. So you have to put in as much as you're willing to lose, okay? And watch it, and then when you have a little extra, slide that out. What I mean by that is if there's a little bit extra, like maybe you're $50 up or something like that, you need $50, you slide over your bank account. It used to be easy to do that with Coinbase. Now they made it where there's an intermediary strategy. You have to go to cash, okay? But I'm going to stick with Coinbase because I know Brian Campbell, he started the company. He was kind enough to give me my first Bitcoin back in 2013. So, but I need to branch out too. I'm not getting any younger, and I need to pay attention to all the different cryptocurrencies that are coming out, not just Bitcoin. But, but look, I'm reading some of the comments here about Bitcoin. This one is that Bitcoin's been on a tear this year, tripled in value, okay? And the trick is to find the next Bitcoin, all right? This person says it's not surprising. It is a very symbolic threshold to reach at the end of what has been a historic year for Bitcoin. That was my... And we think there's a lot more runway to go. And the Federal Reserve is expected to leave interest rates at or near zero for several years, so Bitcoin is expected to continue to grow up. But I really would focus on looking at for the next Bitcoin because, look, unless you got $22,000 laying around that you're willing to part with, it's going to be hard to get in there. I will start focusing on, and that'll be a fun thing to vlog about, the next Bitcoin. Which cryptocurrency is the next Bitcoin? All right, subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com. See ya.